Python is popular because of its extensive library support. So that is, Python has rich inbuilt libraries. For example, let's take a demo of how to generate a random 6-digit OTP one-time password. So now let me go to PyCharm and create a new Python file, and let's name it generate random digits, and add a comment. This program demonstrates the extensive library support of Python with an example of generating a random 6-digit OTP, that is one-time password. So being a programmer, we are not required to develop, we can just make use of the existing libraries. For example, we have randint function which can be used to generate a random number, and this randint function which is inside a random module. So to import randint function which is inside random module, we have to use from random module import randint function. We will cover this in detail in modules concept. So now let's try to print a random 6-digit integer using the randint function. Let me try to print randint of 0, 9. So using this randint function, we can generate any random digit between 0 to 9. So now Control S to save the file and right click run the program. So now you can see we got 3, and execute again. So we got 5, execute again, so you can see 2. So for each execution it is trying to generate a random integer between 0 to 9. So now in order to generate 6-digit OTP, let me try to take the same code 6 times and save it and run the program again. So now you can see 771729, execute again. So you can see another 6-digit random number. So here if you notice, space is the default separator. Let me write the comment, space is the default separator. For example, let's say we wanted to replace this default separator space with something else. Let's take the same code. Instead of default separator, if you wanted to replace with hyphen, so we have to use the SCP attribute. This is the separator attribute to change any default separator. So Control S and execute again. So now you can see the default separator space is replaced by hyphen. So let's say if you do not want to have any separator, so copy the same code and paste it. Let's remove this. Here there is no separator, and here hyphen is the separator. So now let's execute this code. So now you can see there is no separator here. Okay, so that is how you can use the SCP attribute. So that means being a programmer, we didn't write this randint function, we just make use of this randint function which is available inside a random module. So that means Python has rich inbuilt library support. Alright, see you in the next video.